In this final video of our Euthia How to Play series, we will be discussing free actions. These are different from the basic actions we discussed in the last video, and they can make a big difference in helping you round out a full turn. Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. In this last video of our Euthia How to Play coverage, we are going to talk about the free actions you can take on your turn. So these are not limited to the 3 action tokens that we discussed in the last video. These can be taken as long as the situation is there. So the first one is always available because it is go back to the church for healing. So if you go back to the church, and when you do go back to the church actually represents a center to this, 3 hexagonal map tile here. And so you actually would have to go, like say you took a portal to go here, you would actually have to take one more step to get into the church. But once you're here, you can either pay 1 coin to heal for 6, or you can pay 1 coin to receive a health potion. So a health potion would have to go into your sack, onto your player board, and it would take up a spot, but you can use it later on. So if you are close to full health and you're stopping by a church, maybe you grab one to be able to use in combat. Either way, they both cost 1 coin. Either heal for 6 right then and there, or buy a health potion for 1 coin. Now, the next are all going to deal with, I guess technically the church does too, things that are going to pop up on the map tiles. So let's say, for example, we had this map tile out here. Now, when this one appears in the game, anytime you see the question mark, that is a encounter or a quest that can be taken on. So this individual here, I think he might be, I don't know what his name is, but anytime you reveal a tile with a question mark, you're going to go into your large stack of encounter cards here, and you're going to find the ones that meet that picture. So here we can see, no, we don't want the church with the priest in front of it. So we're going to set those off to the side. But here are all of the encounter cards for this individual. This is the only tile in the game with this picture on it. So we know that this is the only place that we're going to be able to take on these quests. So we're going to take these cards, you would shuffle them up, and then you're going to take 3, and you're going to reveal 2 of them and leave a 3rd one off to the side. So at this point, let's zoom out a little bit. There you go. You can see that we have 2 quests he's looking for. One, and they both have to do with finding an enemy and bringing it back. So, for example, this one here, he wants either a venomous spider, a gecko, or a shadow beast. If we are able to do that, we're going to get to go into the his there are tiles specific to him, and we would get to draw 2, keep 1, and gain 1 experience point. So as we're moving around, say we then were to travel over here, we were to take on an enemy, and lo and behold, it is a gecko. There we go. So we have defeated this gecko. Now, once you defeat the gecko, you're going to need to be able to hold the gecko, carry the body around. So it's going to have to take up a spot on your player board there. But if you take the gecko then back to this individual and trade him in, then you would get the reward. So that is the free action. It's fulfilling the quest that is the free action. Technically, as soon as you reveal this tile, you're going to display 2 out of these 3 cards. And the 3rd one comes out that, say this one gets completed, it would go away, and then this one comes out. And that's all that's going to be available. The reason there was all these other ones in the stack is just for variety in future games. So completing a quest, meeting the criteria, if you are standing on that quest's tile, you are able to turn in what they need and gain the reward. That is a free action. Now, obviously, you needed movement to get back there, but you don't have to have an action token to complete that quest. All right, up next, we have Find Treasure. So we're just going to kind of keep building our map here. And here you can see, here's another encounter card, or another encounter spot, another place for quests. So we would, you know, dig into our quest deck there, find the ones for him, deal out 3, and move on. But right here, you'll notice is a treasure spot. This one's a little hard to notice, but there is a little glowing treasure right there. And basically, you dug a hole. You just figured out where you needed to dig in the ground. As long as you are standing on that spot, you can simply draw the top tile from whatever particular treasure stack. So in this case, I would get this essence potion. This is, you know, from the expansion, but you would have to put it onto your player board. You know, so similar to defeating the monster, it would have to go right there. And you would also, at this point, put one of your tokens right there to signify that you've found that treasure. You can't just keep going back to the same location and finding that treasure. So, and then last but not least, the last free action you can do is to encounter an elemental. So if you happen to have the elemental expansion that has the miniatures or the standees, or, you know, if you just like using the map tile here, normally the elemental here gives you some sort of either boon or in this case this earth elemental is giving you +2 to your rolls, but he's also giving it +2 to the monster rolls. So he gives +2 to everybody's rolls. He's an earth elemental. Normally, anytime I say would encounter this monster during my journey, this elemental would affect that area. But if I want to encounter that elemental, I would flip this card over and I would move into his space, and encountering the elemental would be free. So in this instance, I would roll my 2 dice, and if I get a 7 to 10 outcome, I get to draw 2 mountain treasure tiles, pick one, or 11 plus, I get mountain mining tokens, or 11 plus, I get a treasure token plus a earth essence, which are very helpful down the road. And once you have encountered said elemental, you would take your mining tokens that you use to mark the mines that you've gone to, because you can only mine them once. You would place one of your tokens here somewhere near, so you know that you can't encounter that same elemental. So that's why there are so many of these tokens about, because there's lots of places to mine, there's lots of places to gain treasure, but you can only use them once per game. Then you kind of mark them off and say, all right, I can't go back there. But those are the free actions that you can take in the game. You can heal at the church, you can fulfill a quest, you can search for treasure or find treasure, and you can encounter an elemental. All of these, as long as you are standing on the map tile on that location that allows you to fill that free action, you can take that free action without having to have an action token. And that's it. That's basically everything there is in the game. Again, many scenarios have scenario-specific rules or challenges about them. Like we talked about in one of the earlier videos, how this one here with the rift in the earth, you want to move the elementals, and so you're given a special action that allows you to move elementals off their spots. But you know, those are going to be scenario specific. We're not going to get into any of those. The scenario books do a good job of explaining them. So that's it for my how to play coverage on Euthia. Pretty soon here we will do a full solo playthrough, probably with some of the new expansion materials, so you guys can see that shown off. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.